All right, everybody. We're back on the air with the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Jolt, chief host of the show, and joining me once again is none other than my co-host, Avira.
Hello, everyone. It's your resident bad orange doggo back again.
Oh, but this time I actually have some good news to share with you.
Hmm.
Avira
Oh,
is
whoa.
now back here on a permanent basis, not for whatsoever reason, but because, as of what's happened recently, Orange Doggo has been acquitted forever.
Woo!
yes. Uh, in the human world, this equates to the orange man bad, and yes, he has been acquitted. So my human counterpart is, not going to be impeached. What do you know? Shocker.
So all those
Yeah.
people who tried to get
Indeed.
the orange Doggo out, not happening, not ever.
Nope, not today, bitch.
Until the next visit to the hospital.
Orange Doggo 2020.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah. So joining us on the panel today, first up is Gil.
Hey everyone. I've been over here for quite a few podcasts. This ain't my first rodeo, but needless to say that I love it.
And we love having you on board. All
Same
the
as
same.
well too. Same as well too, yeah. Yeah, big tree purple rat.
Right back at you, you Sonic ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next on the panel, well, going back here once again, is Was.
Pickles.
Well, you're not having pickles today, are you?
No.
You just make a crap ton of fries and ribs, man. Give us some, man.
Yes, give us some.
Come on, we're
maybe
freezing
after I
out here.
get. What?
We're freezing out here. I'm in the middle of a bucket load of rain being dumped in my place, and it's freaking winter up north.
Oh, it's winter where you're at right now?
You're in a
I thought it was
No.
the summer.
you're in
It
a
is summer.
bucket
It just
of
having a lot
rain,
of rain.
dude. You're in a bucket of rain, dude. My car's sitting on some frickin' ice and it's like 20 degrees out. What are you talking about? You're okay.
I just got done riding my bike for 2.5 hours just to get these ribs.
Fantastic.
It's 35 degrees out right now, or it was when I was out.
Mm.
I don't know, man. Can't compare to that Minnesota cold, can it, though?
I don't know. I haven't been to Minnesota.
I do.
Oh, that's going to be a fun story and a half. But on that same note, though, we have a first timer on the show. And your name, sorry if I may mispronounce this, is Siegfried Eisendrach.
Eisendrache.
Okay, yeah, forgive my German, but
It's okay,
Yeah.
Ozzy. You're okay.
yeah, please introduce yourself. Though this is, this is kind of a thing that we do for first timers.
So I am Kaiser Siegfried Eisendrache. My fursona is a Western dragon who is a ruler of an alternate universe, Kaiserreich. Basically, it's the universe basically works where the Central Powers won World War One, and all the empires basically stayed. So there was no Soviet Union, there was no Nazi Empire. There was the Japanese Empire. Basically was still on the side of the Allies. The Italians, the Ottomans, everything from World War One, empire-like, is still there. Lawrence. So basically, the Entente power is lost. Lawrence of Arabia was kicked out of Arabia. And the United States is still in its pre-war shit show, if you want to say.
Yeah.
And dragons rule?
Now, the way that it works is that it's actually kind of a unique story. A bunch of my friends and I came up with it. So, I rule Grossdeutschland. There is I have a friend who is a Siberian Husky who rules Russia. There is, for France, I believe we used a leopard. England was a bulldog. It has
Of
to be.
course.
It has to be. Australia was a snake, not a kangaroo.
What? What are you smoking, mister?
I'm sorry, but kangaroos, yeah,
I'm smoking some
it's just
catnip.
America was a donkey because I mean everyone else in this world thinks we're stupid. So but really, so there is no World War II that happens in my world, and there really isn't no World War One, no Cold War either. So the way that my country works is just take all the weapons from now, but in a World War One setting. So so the Germans have Leopard 2A5 main battle tanks, the Russians have T-90s, the British have like battleship fleets are still a thing. Aircraft carriers from like World War II era are around. And my fleet of ships, there it is still. So the Hoxie Flota actually beat the British in the Battle of Jutland, and the flagship that I have is it's kind of like almost like a Star Wars-esque universe as well
Right.
for some of the ships because so the way that my flagship worked, I had a friend who's like he's like uber interested in battleships. So he said, "Well, if since you're gonna run the Kaiserreich, you need a German battleship, like a super battleship." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, why don't we have you use an H-44, but instead of it just being like a third of a mile long, it would actually have the ability of doing orbital bombardments, firing atomic shells."
Okay.
Interesting. So it's basically a
So
state of perpetual war then.
So it's kind of like basically the way the world is in my universe is Germany takes care of its land, Russia takes care of its land, England takes care of its land,
And so
and really
forth.
the only thing that's going on is that it's kind of like a coalition kind of force, like in the Boxer Rebellion. But instead of going after boxers and useless yellow chinks, we're going after sand niggers.
There
So
we go. All right.
so
What a
it's
twist.
so like there's a image that I saw once that actually kind of inspired me to go after the people in the Middle East because a friend sent me it. It's one of the Poland ball things, and it's an image of the Al Qaeda Poland ball, um, throwing a piece of paper at Germany, who is watering some plants, and there's a little rainbow going over Germany's head. Gets hit in the head with the paper, knocks the water carton down, spills all the water. Germany goes over, starts getting really pissed, and then shows its past to this Jew,
Guten
which was
Tag.
World War II. Yes. Have you seen this? What I'm talking about? So it's literally Germany. So Germany's at first is all nice and peaceful. The Germany that the Jew then sees in the past is literally Germany wearing a Stahlhelm covered in blood and a swastika for a body covered in complete blood, and then goes right back to modern day Germany, leaving the Al Qaeda guys stunned.
Yep. That's kind of scary. Well then.
Not gonna
If I
lie.
ever find that again, I'll try sending it to you guys if you want to see it because I think it's hilarious. But that's
Right.
Well, that's
basically
the
how
general
it
gist of
works.
it. That's the gist of
So
it, isn't it? Though. So
pretty much, yeah.
yeah. Other than that, though, it's fantastic. Though we'd love to hear. We'd love to see it in time. But as things go, though, I think it is time we got started, shall we?
Oh boy.
So yeah, what's first? This month is February, and it is the time of Black History Month, as some of you may know. And of course, we are obligated to bring some stories for you regarding this.
Hey, we finally get to learn about the Underground Railroad and how the blacks had to run away from the Southerners who were trying to shoot them. I'm sorry.
Or
I'm sorry that my white privilege is too big for you guys to have your freedom at that time. I'm really sorry, but get the fuck over it. Germany got over World War II pretty easy. I think you guys can do as well. Just
Hey.
like for Christ's sakes.
but also, I mean, in the words of a very wise man, ah shit, here we go again.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Hold
wasn't
on,
handing to say that though.
Yeah,
I mean-
I have to go check something. Hold on.
I mean,
Yep,
the problem
I
with
just
Black
checked my white
History.
privilege is still there.
I mean, the problem with Black History Month in the fact is that there's really only two things I give a damn about, and that's the Harlem Hellfighters and the Tuskegee Airmen, and that's it. I don't give a damn about the Civil War because literally slavery didn't end until like the 1970s in the South. It wasn't as bad as it was in the 1800s, but there was definitely a show of whites being superior over to the blacks, and it still happens today. So it's kind of like, why are we learning about history when it's still freaking happening?
Right.
Exactly.
But
And-
the main problem I have with Black history is this: you don't talk about when you guys came here when you were stolen from Africa. The only thing you talk about is when the whites were being you were being racially segregated against in the 1800s. That's the only fucking time period they talk about.
But then again,
And they
I
never
got something
talk
to that.
about like guys in the Harlem Hellfighters who fought against whites and killed German stormtroopers in 1918, or the Tuskegee Airmen who shot down German jets in World War II. They don't talk about that. They only talk about the racial part, which is kind of like, well, why would you
They also
celebrate it?
don't.
What?
Mhm.
Go ahead. Go
They
ahead.
also
Woz.
don't.
It's just like,
Go ahead, Was.
Oh, they don't. Also don't talk about their own culture enslaving them and sending them over here.
yeah, exactly. Because I mean, the ones that were enslaved,
Because
they
every
were sold.
every
I mean-
slave was basically a loser in a war.
Exactly, and if he wasn't sold, to like the other tribes, I mean, came the Europeans, then hey, it's free real estate.
And why is Harriet Tubman hailed as a hero for breaking the law?
It's because
Exactly.
her face is
What
going
I
to be
wonder.
plastered on a proposed $20 bills, y'all.
Please,
Hell
if Harriet
no.
Tubman is on the $20 bill, I'm not using the $20 bill anymore.
no, I'm not using the $20
I'm going to
bill.
use 2 10s or like 4 5s or
I
whatever.
mean, I would rather see Sacagawea on a golden dollar that's not even fucking gold
Yeah, that's
than
right.
see Harriet Tubman be on the $20 bill. It's like, really?
I refuse to sit in the back of the bus. Shut
Then
I
I'll
still-
shoot you instead. How's that
cares?
sound?
I still think they should leave it alone.
Yeah.
At
Too
some
bad,
point,
though.
I wish they would go to global money, where it's basically a planet for each bill.
The other thing that I'd like to point out in this Black History Month is that something that might be a little controversial is that in the Tsarist Russia and the German Empire and the British Empire and the French Empire, there were slaves or colonial soldiers in these armies who were treated as good as the whites, but the only Black history that comes out is between 1860 to 1969 America in the South. That's it.
Mhm.
So it's
Well,
kind of
I guess
it's pointless
I guess
if
you
you
could also say Martin Luther King did kind of a thing.
well, I mean, so did frickin' Mahatma Gandhi, and both of them got shot to hell. So it's kind of
Well,
like,
Magandhi wasn't black though.
yeah, but he was still a minority.
Wait, did I say Magandhi?
Mhm.
I meant Gandhi. What the fuck did I say?
Gandhi.
No, my Gandhi, my Gandhi, my.
Mahatma Gandhi gets shot in the chest with a revolver, and Martin Luther King gets dishonorably killed by an Italian Carcano rifle that somehow was able to fire.
Wasn't the like the same kind of rifle that they suspected that nailed JFK in the head?
Yeah. The thing that's weird, though, is that JFK gets killed by one of the most inaccurate weapons in the world,
As ironic as it
which
may
is a
seem.
little ironic.
Kind
but
of shot
to-
by like a stormtrooper.
No, it's not that it was shot by a stormtrooper. It's more like a shot where if you aim down the scope, the bullet, instead of going like this, will either go like that or go like that. It was not an accurate round. It was an Italian Carcano. They only have a range of about like 300 meters. And yet this guy shot JFK from a freaking top of a building like maybe 700 meters away. So the fact that he actually was able to be on target and shoot JFK in the back of the head with a gun from like 1891 is really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also kind of wondering, getting back to the whole Black History Month.
Right.
Do you think that we need a Black History Month?
No.
I think it's overplayed.
I mean, if you're just going to talk about racism, I don't want to learn about your racism because
Nah.
I mean, I can just use my white privilege to not learn about it. Like I legit said to my teacher in high school when we were doing Black History, I'm like, "Why are we learning this?" And they're like, "Because it's special." I'm like, "How? Why is it special?" And it's like because it's taught. Then they're like because it talks about how whites used their privilege to not work. I'm like, well, I'm still using my privilege, and you're stuck babysitting me. So shut the hell up.
And
Yikes.
the weird
Yeah.
thing is, I mean, just like the Hodge twins said, I mean, they're really good guys. I mean, I recommend you check them out on YouTube. They're pretty amazing. They are also known as conservative twins per se. Now, those guys, I mean, they raise a pretty good point as well too. It's not really much of a good thing. I mean, like Black Friday or even the Black History Month, because the thing is, I mean, you're not really, let's say, putting context into. I mean, not much context. The only context that is being put forth is the context that they're using race, the color of the skin, for political purposes. I mean, if anything as well too, it's just degrading, like the Black history per se.
That and that and commercialized purposes too, though.
Oh,
The thing
yeah.
I put an example is this, though. Like as of late, speaking of this, though, you got to shake your head at this, though. Barnes and Noble are jumping in on the whole Black History Month thing
Oh, Christ.
with books.
Oh, great googly moogly.
Yeah,
Oh Jesus!
you see it there. Treasure Island, Frankenstein, Romeo and Juliet, Wonderful Wizard of
The
Oz,
fuck?
Moby Dick.
Oh,
Peter
okay,
Pan.
this can't that
Hey,
can't
you
be
know what?
possible.
Hey, you know what? I just thought of something. If Barnes and Noble wants diversity, here, I'll let them borrow this book real quick.
That's just stupid.
They can borrow this one for Christ's
Hold
sakes
on,
if they
hold on.
like. If you want diversity, you can borrow this.
Yeah,
from
diversity
Christ's
of
sakes.
opinion. That's
This
what
isn't an
matters.
English translation. You can read it. I swear to God, you can read this for all I care. Just give it back when you're done. I don't want that one burned. That's the one that doesn't deserve to be burned.
You know what? Why don't they have a White History Month or an Asian History Month or
Well, that's
hell,
because
a Native
that's dude. That's
American
just
History Month.
dude. That's just all that. Okay, so February is Black History Month, and then January, March, April, May, June, July, August, all that is just white and all the other diversities because the United States doesn't give a shit.
Wait, no, don't they have a gay month too? I think it's June or July.
Yeah, the Pride Month.
Yay, the
Anyway,
Pride Month. Well, I'm proud to be a white American who's dating another dragoness. So I think I'm doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
But
But the thing is,
ultimately,
yeah. Go ahead.
the good point here is that the book covers are basically going to be held back because people weren't exactly happy with it.
They're
Gee,
not
no
happy
surprise,
with
right?
what, white literature? How pathetic and racist is that?
No, look at the covers themselves.
They
Wait a minute.
look copy and
Why
pasted.
is Romeo? Why did they blackwash
Yeah.
everything? Ew. They literally blackwashed all of them.
Yeah, like what? Well, you're not even doing this right. Like, if you want to do that, you might as well call it the young American Romeo and Juliet name.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Little Romeo.
The Romeo.
And Juliet.
They're Romeo.
Yo, the Lil Romeo. Wasn't he a rapper at some point?
I believe so.
Lil Romeo? Didn't he have like his own show? Hey, yo, what the flow? The Romeo show. And then we got
Jeez.
little hoe Juliet. Yo, this my hoe Juliet over here. Yo, Juliet, get your ass over here. It's time to get up here with Romeo. Is that what they really
The
want?
thing that I never really stood about Romeo and Juliet, I had to read it during mythology class or whatever. And the thing I never really understood about it is just the fact that it's like, okay, so let me get this straight. I don't know who
Yeah.
dies first, but I'm pretty sure it's Romeo. No, it's Juliet. Like kills herself because she's upset. Then Romeo finds her. He kills himself, and then somehow Juliet doesn't die, and then she kills herself. It's like, how the fuck does that work?
Yeah, okay.
I-
I think she eats like a poisonous flower
Yeah.
that like stops her heart temporarily, and they're like, "Oh no, she's dead." And then
Yeah.
Romeo is like, "Oh no, my love." Then he takes a blade. "Oh, healthy blade, may you pierce my heart with your blood and whatnot." And then he dies, and then
I
Julian
know,
wakes
so
up, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
It's so melodramatic. Dude, I'm gonna just say this though. I got showed Romeo and Juliet in high school, and we were watching a movie adaptation, and there was only one scene that my librarian only paused us for, and that was actually because there was a scene that involved seeing Juliet's breasts,
Really?
Well, I mean, here's
That
the
was
thing.
it.
I guess.
and
I
that's all.
guess
That's
in-
all
Didn't
like
they call
teen
it
16-year-old me cared about at the time, and so
I
is my
mean,
other schoolmates.
let's get back a little bit to the Black History
Yeah.
Month thing. But the thing
Yeah.
that I'd like to say before this is that I guess this is like this is teaching us a lesson. A man loses his freedom the instant he gets married. So
Mhm.
I mean, that's I guess what the thing I was taught with Romeo and Juliet was
Yeah,
just not get
sure.
married.
Hmm.
But
Anyway, it's a complicated, what's it called, like just a romance drama of sorts to simplify. But
Yeah.
Alas,
Okay.
well, I mean,
Back to Black History Month.
back
here's
to
what
Black
I
History
think.
Month. Yeah.
This is what I
Sorry.
think should happen in Black History Month. I think what
Okay.
Question.
Yes, was you were about to say something?
Yes.
I was gonna
Any-
say that. Who's saying
I-
something?
Was?
Yeah, any one of you guys
What?
dated a black man or black woman?
No, because I'm white.
I mean,
Uh,
as long as like we have like a lot of in common and whatnot. I mean, shit, dude. I mean, I'm a nihilist. I don't care. We're all gonna die either way. So who cares?
Well,
Okay.
I wouldn't
My
go
point-
that far.
My point is, I dated quite a few black women and
Okay.
one black albino. They have a weird thing on Black History Month. It's like nonstop. You get offended too easily. Really bunch of bullshit.
I mean, if they're offended so easily, hey, I mean, might as well just piss them off and see how long it'll take until they detonate.
Well, I
And,
mean,
and my currently last ex, she didn't know much about her own history.
What
They always-
history? There's no
some-
history.
So many black people think that their culture created karate, martial arts, and stuff, and
Three
they
words.
they had all the royalty. They had the first
Three
royalty.
words. I have 3 words to say to that. We was kings and shit. Well, 5 actually.
Well, true. There's that.
yeah, you weren't kings after the fire hoses start hitting you.
Yeah, right. Get out of my
They're-
restaurant.
Their only royalty they had back then, when slavery started, was only because we put the notion into it.
The
Into
notion
them.
of democracy.
Yeah.
royal
Not-
monarchy, not
Ah,
democracy.
yes.
Yeah.
Democracy.
'Cause
The
that-
thing those died.
Because we didn't
Still.
have proper democracy back then.
We still don't.
Still.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we live
Yeah,
in a republic.
Yeah,
What are you talking
Trump,
about,
Trump
dude?
is the proof of that.
Oh, whoa.
Anyway, just to wrap up the last segment on this Black History thing. Yes, furries have gone into it by way of the
Oh,
hashtag
God.
Furry Black History Month.
Oh, let me see this.
What the fuck?
There we go. Furry,
Your
hashtag Furs of
names.
Color, Furry of Color, hashtag Furry Black History Month.
I mean, the
Jeez,
thing,
right?
yeah, but the thing is, I mean, you can be proud of it all and yada yada yada, but at the same time, I mean, it's kind of that
What?
there's some
Look-
people out there that.
It's like I want to say a museum for like the black contribution to the furrydom. It's like
There's
not
none.
really, though, but
You know what I find out really funny though? The funniest thing I find about blacks is when they try to become Jews.
Oh, like
Wait,
the
what?
Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
Tacos.
Yeah.
Like Malcolm X and all them guys, they don't really know what they're talking about. They just get into it so quickly, and they don't really research what they're doing.
Well, I mean, they're already Jews because we already hit them with the flamethrower.
Well, didn't they already try to like rip off Jews with the whole Kwanzaa thing?
They try to rip off every culture. It's so messed up. And they
Ah.
complain. They sit there and say that their culture invented things that they didn't, and we stole all their knowledge. And I'm like, I'm Irish myself. I'm not from America originally, so I'm getting treated like I'm one of the people who made slaves or had a slave ownership.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because the Irish, they were also, enslaved too.
We were also considered called the Green Niggers.
The green what?
Green Niggers.
Ooh, man.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
in like the 1840s.
Since I'm Irish, I can say that word officially, but I
Yeah,
gotta say it. I gotta add green in it though. If I say it the other way, I get in trouble.
Nigga greens, bro.
Yeah, I know, right?
One thing that goes unappreciable too. The Irish really make some good liquor too.
The funny thing is, like, the Irishmen were harder working than the regular white men at the time.
Exactly.
They just didn't like us what we did. Unfortunately, we built the Titanic that
Well,
went
the
down in
blacks
flames.
were too. I mean,
Ouch.
why do you think we put them to work?
Ouch. Demonetized. For
Oh,
saying
please, yeah.
N-word.
We've been
Ooh.
This is
demonetized
shameful.
years ago. Don't even.
Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You did nothing wrong. Not really. Oh, anyway.
Who? What?
Anyway, live comments before we move on to the next item.
Hmm.
Inuakami says, "OMG, they didn't make karate. It was Mr. Miyagi."
Yeah, they didn't make karate. What are you talking about?
Oh, and just for you as well was, Blue Paw says, "Why not an Irish History Month? There were slaves as well in America."
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Also, by the way, Kami said another interesting
We're
point
also-
too about the generation didn't have slaves. This generation weren't slaves. Why half of us are being punished like half of us are pissed off? I have to say something about that as well too. It's pretty quick too. Did you know that the main reason, we're all in deep shit is that that boomers ruined the economy and gave us crippling debt?
And it's a side issue, but yeah, blame it on the boomers. Tell them the day of the retirement home is coming soon.
Yeah, the pensions.
But yeah, Irish History Month must make.
I was actually, my family was combat engineers in the Dark Ages. Our family was bred to be combat engineers.
In the Dark Ages? You mean like from ye olden times?
My family name is 1,000 years old.
Oh.
Wow.
Just
That's
turned
amazing.
1,000 years old not too long ago, though.
Okay, boomer.
That's not that. You can't use that. Sorry. Get the generation right.
Yeah. Also, I'm also part royal.
Whoa.
Fascinating.
Oh, look at you.
My
And
grandma's.
I will respect you, but I will not hail you. I'm sorry.
Hail the kitty butt.
I cannot.
Alright. Now, the next thing that's been on our radar and the title namesake of our episode, TFF, the Tolerant Furry Fandom. Yeah.
Right.
Is it
Blame
really?
it on Texas Furry Fiesta to come up
Tolerant
with
furry fandom.
a dress
It's
code.
gonna
Blame
go
it on
well.
Texas Furry Fiesta to come up with a dress code and so forth and other things that have caused an outrage among many furries. Let's read this out. Dress code. Any attire worn in the hotel must be rating until 9 p.m. Okay, that's fine. Attendees, yep, that's fine. The following are not permitted at Texas Free Fiesta. Any attire that is genuine or gives the appearance of being non-fictional military or law enforcement attire, with the exception of currently serving military or law enforcement personnel who may wear their duty uniforms. That was the one thing that caused so much of the, thing to go up on fire.
So it's like, what happens?
So that applies to
No.
That applies to
applies to
everything.
any
That
people in fursuits. that have
Anyone in
a
military
police
uniform.
symbol.
Anytime I see somebody in military uniform or police uniform in suit, I am always aware of them, like they might do something wrong, because they can easily hide a weapon while they're wearing the suit
I mean,
and wearing
anything.
that armor.
I mean, when I was in frickin' high school, we had frickin' kids that were in a frickin' music class, and they would hide in their violin cases. They'd hide mini Uzis and sawed-off shotguns to sell drugs in the bathroom. So I mean,
Whoa.
it's kind of like you really think that someone who's already wanting to wear the fursuit and sweat their ass off to have fun is really going to give a damn about terrorizing someone? I guess only in this world that's a thing.
See, here's the thing, though. We've been following this for a while. There's been quite a debacle about furries going up in arms about fursuiters who are like police themed. You know, like a lot of the German shepherds are like, you know, they're police dogs.
Right.
Well, that's been happening because a lot of these triggered fucking lefty furries are like, oh no, the police are racist, they're bad, and they made a whole shit about this on Twitter. And
they made
this is where
a
it gets
lot
bad.
of comments, and now they're saying that all German shepherds are so poor.
Yeah,
and
all,
so on and
all
so
German
on.
shepherds are bad. Oh, but it gets worse though if you look at the dress code. Please do go on.
It's a dress code.
All right, you got it. Next.
Oh, when
item.
he talks, it sounds like we're in an old movie.
All right, the next item on the dress code: any attire which allows for the features of a person's genitalia to be viewed.
Okay, that makes sense. That
Yeah, the
means
mersuit, right?
that means dog patch. No, waving your dildos around in front of people anymore. That goes for you.
Oh, and now there's going to be no pup bath. Oh, great.
One sec.
Oh, well, he did
next
that
item
once,
on
yeah.
the show. Next item. Armbands.
Yeah,
Well, that's got you guys out of there. Sorry.
Oh,
Well,
this is
no,
something I'm
that
coming.
just means Jolter won't be making an appearance. But for you guys, you know, come on. I'm making an appearance here everywhere. And
But
besides,
they're outright banning armbands. Now, clearly, you understand what that's all about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're targeting us for sure.
Yep.
That's not even a fucking question.
I'm going to have a hard time when I get my armbands made for my cat's world domination.
Just leave Gross Deutschland out of this and you'll be alright.
Hey, Joel.
It's so fucked up because...
Joel, I got a question.
Do any of them people know that in the military, the Germans only had like 2 or 3 armbands, and the United States had like 20 of them, and almost everyone in every culture who were at the war had armbands too?
Yeah, but this is a furry con. They're targeting us, though. That's what I'm saying.
See,
I'm kind of thinking about it now.
See, this is the thing that I have to say that I wanted to point out with the armband thing, and also because it's targeting mostly like all the furries that want to dress up like a Nazi and that kind of shit. So I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying that there are some that do that. I have a friend that does that. But so what happens is that, well, yeah, I understand if you see someone running around with an all black fursuit with an all black uniform on with a swastika on it. Yeah, I understand that. Don't have that. But the problem is Sunshines in Texas, why you have a problem with this, I don't know. The SS, the Waffen SS didn't wear armbands because that would have looked fucking stupid in combat.
Camouflage?
Yeah, they wore camouflage because, I guess getting shot at is a bad thing, so they had to wear camouflage so they wouldn't get shot at.
And the red armband would be a dead giveaway, right?
Because it's kind of like, hey, it's like, what would you rather see as an American soldier or any other? I'm just picking America because, what would you rather see? Would you rather not see your enemy, or would you rather hope to God they're dumb enough to wear an all black or brown uniform with a red, white, and black swastika on it? Hey, look, there's a Nazi. I'm gonna go shoot him now.
And also, Joel, I'm kind of thinking about it now.
Yeah.
Well,
If they ban, the armbands, if you were to put them up your leg, would it make you like good, but at the same time make you look hella gay?
No.
Or like a tail band. Ooh, that's
tail band.
Tail band.
Yeah.
Tail band.
I actually wear one at all times. No, most people don't even see it. I gotta actually check if it's still there. Those are expensive.
I still remember there's a million stories too. How some people got triggered by a raid, by a armband being put on the wrist by put on as a tailband. So, hey.
Yeah, I have 3 bronze tailbands, like snakes. And I usually always wear 1, but I gotta make sure I have that because I think I might have lost it last con.
Jesus Christ.
Not so.
Tailband
What the
or
fuck?
ass ring? What's the
Tailband
fuck?
or ass ring.
Oh.
I like that
My-
one.
My nose ring is actually solid gold.
God damn it.
Like
It's not an
legit
ass
solid
ring,
gold.
though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
But
I think,
that's heavy.
I think it's 18 karat gold,
Mm.
if I remember correctly.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a repurposed toe ring.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I was pawning and I found it at a pawn shop and grabbed it. Like, yoink.
Also on the same note though, you gotta be funny about this because this is Texas we're talking about. I would have expected California, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, or whatever to
Mhm.
mandate these rules first off, but no.
See, Texas, this is always why you're going to be the Lone Star State.
Ha!
No one gives a damn about you anymore.
Personally, I mean, this is why we need to colonize other planets. So that other people could have their shit without, putting their shit over our shit. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
you already know that what would happen is that then they would come in over just to piss you off.
And you would have some
Alright, next
planetary
time.
wars.
Next item on the dress code: symbols perceived as hate symbols as determined by our staff. Yeah,
As
okay, we know how well that's
determined
gonna
by
work,
their
yeah.
stats. So basically, armbands
That's pretty
and
vague.
hate symbols. So
Right.
exactly. So if they see a Raiders armband, they'll be like, "Oh, that's hate speech. You're banned. Get out of here."
I wonder if they're gonna think about my Egyptian symbol, which spells out my name in Egyptian, as a hate symbol.
Now, the only Egyptian hate symbol would be the letters, the hieroglyph Kek.
Wait. Who's speaking?
To be honest, the
Was?
Egyptian stuff you'd pretty much practically
So
get away with it.
your name in Egyptian hieroglyphs would be what? A quail, a falcon, and a folded cloth? Yeah, I highly doubt.
No,
would
no.
be
Actually, my name in Egyptian is the actual symbol of the gods.
Oh,
And what?
It's the symbol of all the gods.
Oh,
I
Ra?
see.
No. There's a staff that they carry around, which looks like a weird
It sounds
shape.
like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I know, right? But that's weird how it works. But let me see if I can find something to send you guys.
Does this staff have like a thing in like a red crystal in the middle that shoots a laser down into a floor city?
No.
Because
That-
I mean, when you
that
say
would-
like
Well, thought.
yeah,
that
like
would be badass though.
Because when you didn't mention the quail, the cloth, and everything, I was wondering just what kind of stuff are you trying to craft over here?
Oh,
no,
no,
I
no,
think
no.
was is gonna engineer like a super duper, crystal of doom that will, like you said, shoot laser beams that will burn people.
To show you where the arc is.
Anyway, I digress.
Well,
But-
time to awaken the Doomslayer.
Next item on the dress code: leashes not permitted at the con.
Yeah, just leashes.
Eh.
No leashes at
good.
all. That's sad. It's kind of
And
lame.
yeah, last
Well,
the following is permitted. only
are-
those leashes only apply to you. So
But leashes are already banned, aren't they?
No.
I mean, you're pretty goddamn lewd for one.
I thought they were already banned because, like, when I go to MFF, they complain about it.
Only at Anthrocon they were supposed to be banned, but no one really cares.
Anyway, yeah, the
I'm gonna-
point is though, look, it's just so hilarious all this all because now the whole ACAB crowd has, look at this as an example. A German Shepherd with a German uniform. Not
Yeah,
uniform,
good.
rather, a
But
vest.
you know what? He's not allowed to wear that at TFF anymore because, the police are the racisms.
Tell me about it. The MSNPC and whatnot.
Well, I mean, we could
Yeah,
always
the
bring it back to the
TFFs.
1860s and whiplash you bastards in the back of the head if you'd like.
No, true.
That's right. 40 lashes, bitch.
Even before
I'll
teens were
use-
saying gay.
I'll use the frickin' bull whip that has the fish hooks on it. You want to play, bitch?
All right, I think I
Jesus.
got the. Here's my name in ancient Egyptian.
Ooh.
All right.
Cool.
Hmm.
I think I can see why it would be a little racist because they might mistake that for the gallows, but I mean, I don't care.
It looks
Oh,
like
it's a staff and a pill.
Well, now that you say it like that.
it looks
Yeah.
like some sort of weapon from Fallout.
It's a
Nice.
weapon. It's actually a staff that they carry around. All the gods carry this weapon or weapon set / staff.
So would you consider it, like in the symbol of it though, would you consider it the god pill?
The what?
Yeah, good
Well,
point.
no. The symbol around it is considered a story or name.
Yeah,
That's how they consider it. So the center symbol is the actual symbol. So I was lucky to find my name as actual symbol.
Mm.
So, wow, guys, you think that TFF is super tolerant, or are they just going to arbitrarily designate what they think is hate symbols that offend people? Because
Not-
you damn know, if one person complains to staff and says, this person is wearing a symbol that offends my gender, you know they're gonna get fucking
Like
reprimanded.
same deal
for it.
too with the whole, the police thing too. Oh, this
Yeah,
guy has
that
a
too.
police.
Because
police
everywhere they
uniform.
go. As I was saying, I mean, because at everywhere they go, they just make their own crusade to make their own everything, their own goddamn safe space.
Ugh.
Twitter, Facebook, now some goddamn I mean, like,
Speaking of safe spaces, when I go to college, we had a person that came in because they wanted a service on their car, and me, the German, and a Jew. That shouldn't work, but the only reason it does is because he's hilarious. We were throwing racist comments back at each other. Like I was like, Ian, get this, and he's like, shut up, third right cunt. And then I said, shut your whore ass up, kike. And this person comes up to me and my instructor and Ian, and they're like, you shouldn't say that because that's really racist. I'm like, that guy's
it's
Jewish,
between
and I have a
them.
Jewish pass.
I mean,
I
it's
give
between each
him
other, right?
I give him a white pass, but he gets I get a Jewish pass, so I can call him kike, and he call me third right cunt because that's literally what I am. I'm a German. And you're like, well, you're hurting my feelings. I'm like, then go to your safe space. Go in your fucking car so I don't have to look at your ugly ass face.
Yeah, right? Go to your safe space. And
Just
you know what the
piss
best thing
off.
is?
Just piss off,
Jew-
Go on.
Like the Jewish guy didn't even charge you for his jokes. I mean, how great is that?
Well, I mean, I don't charge anyone so they can listen to me scream the F-bomb every 40 times every minute because that's just how I am.
I mean, okay, never mind.
I mean, yeah, Jesus Christ, I absolutely hate these kind of people with a fucking passion. Because you're with your buddy, just talking shit at each other and whatnot, and it comes something, oh, you're hurting my feelings, whatnot. Bitch, just get the fuck out of my face. Go back to Tumblr. Go twiddle your whittle to the My Little Pony porn.
Dude. Wow,
right.
What a rant. So, in essence, though, just what we're expecting at the end of the day is that this whole thing is going to just be nothing. TFF, the con goes rosy as ever because they're not going to have spine to,
I'm not going
and,
to TFF.
of course, not to mention, too, imagine this, too, Zootopia police uniforms. As well as the ones from Resident Evil, for example.
Oh, Jesus
Nope,
Christ.
too offensive. Can't have it. Uh-oh. No more Officer Hops. She's relegated.
Well, I mean, if they want me to be offensive, I could always dress up as an SS soldier.
Oh man.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Where's the Jews at? We missed a couple. They're coming with us.
We missed a couple.
Okay, if you want to know how bad I am, I have a shirt that I only wear to church, all right? I have to find the shirt. I think it's down in the basement. But it's literally a shirt. Keep in mind, I'm Catholic, all right?
Mm.
And the shirt that I wear is black in all white lettering, and it says, keep calm and join the Waffen SS.
And you wear that to
Mm.
church.
Yeah, because I just don't care.
Oh,
Well, then you shouldn't be going to church then.
Well, God can take me as He is, as I am.
Well,
mean, you
yeah.
don't-
I mean, sure.
Yeah, I'm sure God.
It's a
will
matter
take
of
you there.
taste, but but people can just it's up how you want to do it though. Still,
or I mean, you could also yeet yourself out to the Has-Been Hotel too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, might want to go there for some repentance.
but yeah.
My priest actually said one time when I was doing my confession of sins, I'm like, Father, forgive me for I have sinned. And he's like, that's putting it very lightly now, isn't it?
Oh wow!
Wearing that shirt?
Oh, even the father knows what's up.
That's the thing.
That's funny. He's like, yeah, you sinned. Oh yeah, you think?
I
I had
honestly
a
hate
friend who told my
churches.
father. I had a friend who told my father that the father, not my father, but the father that
Yeah, the
you should-
priest.
yeah, the priest. He told the priest that, hey, you know what? It wouldn't be bad if you were. I mean, you're not that great. You even touching kids, so I don't want to hear it.
Yikes!
Yikes, indeed.
Well then,
Yeah.
I was about to make a comment like that.
All right, well, now that we're off of that topic.
Yeah, that is a wrap of that topic. Oh yeah.
Indeed. So
Next item.
TFF, tolerant or no? Yes, yay, no.
We'd like to hear your comments too, as well.
Fucking hell.
So,
I
yeah.
would say they're going down the bad path.
I mean, they can always repent through the Has-Been Hotel too, you know.
Knowing that,
The power of Christ repels you.
no, we must bring back Thea's fault.
What'd you say? The power of Christ molest you?
Repels you.
It was a joke.
I know.
Yeah. All right. That'll leave that. So the next item that we're gonna cover on the list is
Pickles.
we have a
I
movie,
like pickles.
an old nostalgic movie that you might be well aware of. Could the next
Could the
Willy Wonka
next-
be a woman? Casting female actress as a titular chocolatier in upcoming prequel.
Ugh.
Wait a
Alright,
minute.
so-
Wait a minute.
Is-
No, hold
I
up,
mean-
hold up. So if it's gonna be with a golden ticket from a candy bar, if it's gonna be with a woman, wouldn't that mean it would have to be a golden condom?
Oh.
I mean, the thing is, what I'm thinking about this though too is that, now picture this.
I'm
Now-
taking the hat off. It's making me sweaty. Eh.
All right, go for it. But the thing is, well, too, is that picture this way: if Charlie, right, the guy, the little kid who inherited, the chocolate factory from Willy Wonka, right?
In the
If he
movie, that was
became-
shit.
Yeah, if he, had like a daughter, like over time, take over the business, whatnot. I mean, that could probably be a thing though too. But if there's no bad back history behind that, then I'm just gonna assume it's probably some random thought that accused Willie, or should I say Charlie, of
I
rape.
mean, Willie's Willie, right?
Yeah, he accused him of rape and took over the business illegally,
Well,
as thoughts
hold
usually
up.
do.
Are they gonna
Whoa.
rename Willy Wonka?
Willie liked to play with his
Winifred?
Oompa Loompas.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
he does.
Winifred Wonka. That makes sense.
Willie-less
Christ.
Wonka.
No, Willy List.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, Willie lost to Willie.
That's actually
Oh my god. That's
so. The
sick.
You know, it'd be
1970s.
it'd be even more sad, but this is just in my messed up mind.
What?
If the woman turns out to be a hermaphrodite.
Oh no.
What?
Why
No.
not?
No,
in
no, no, no,
today's
no, no.
climate,
What?
Actually, in today's timeline, that could happen, but I
Yeah,
just
it
want to
could,
make you,
which is really sad.
Fire.
But that wouldn't be very family friendly, wouldn't it?
Who gives a fuck?
Oh, it would
Exactly.
be family friendly.
Who
It'd be,
gives a
it'd be
fuck?
progressive.
Progressive.
It'd give them a reason to name Willy, but
Willie lost his Willie, and he needs 5 children to help him find it.
No, he just needs one priest.
Oh, Jesus.
Get those priests to find your big ass dick.
I mean, what if the priest was Willy Wonka in that case?
I know the
Well, that'd be
original
fucked up now,
movie-
wouldn't it?
The original movie was fine. The one with Johnny Depp was just creepy. They don't need a third one. Please
no.
no.
Just stop bastardizing the franchise that doesn't need this shit.
Can we? I know we talked about this earlier, but can we also like put this into perspective, like with video games as well, with the
In a moment, in a moment we'll get to
How about
that.
everything?
But you know what? If they, if they actually go through this route of bastardizing Willy Wonka, they're trying to get people like Charlize Theron to do, take the leading role.
Someone doesn't like that idea.
I find it repulsive.
No, I find repulsive.
What
I
the
can't
fuck?
say it because it's rated adult.
It kind of reminds me of that one silver female stormtrooper, if you could even call it female. Ugh. What was again the name of that thing?
Phasma?
Phasma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
let me phase you with my my boobs or some shit. Yeah, that'll help.
Well,
That'll help the
boobs.
Empire.
Moving fast. Well,
Ooh,
here's a
that's-
couple.
I
Forget
Big
the actual.
pixel.
I forget.
Okay, is it just me or Kyle Land in the first movie of the new Star Wars
Yeah.
kind of suck at battling with a lightsaber?
I mean, he sounded to me.
Because somebody
Well,
who
it
never
has- but
used
it
a
has to be-
lightsaber, somebody
had to be
who never
gender
used a
diversity.
lightsaber before could actually go to par with him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
And then suddenly he sucks.
yeah, that ruined the Star Wars for me. Just that actor alone, I don't even like him.
No, I think George Lucas was actually really wise that he gave the dumpster fire that was Star Wars right after Return of the Jedi to Disney. He's like, hey, give me $30 million and you can have this. Here, have fun.
And then Disney all of a sudden turned it and let it die. So
Yeah,
did it.
well, I mean, Disney kills everything. So I mean,
Let it.
Okay.
I say let it die. But
There was quite a few things I thought was kind of ridiculous in the Star Wars series.
guys. We'll get back to before we do that though. There's some really nice live comments to read from. Nod
Oh, God.
Mousen says Wilma Wonka preferred pronoun Zeri.
Ugh.
this guy in the
Yes.
chat is gonna kill someone in this freaking party because of the cringe.
Oh, true story. I actually met one of the Oompa Loompas from the old series.
I thought,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, how did that go? I was about to get to ask you that one.
Yeah, she was terrified of anyone taller than her. She was real old too, so I mean, she was one of the older ones. It was a lady too.
For real.
Yes, for real.
Well, at least she's taller than the little munchkins from Wizard of Oz.
But depending on which ones you're picking, because there were different heights.
I think it's kind of funny that I know I'm going off track here, but I think it's kind of funny that with the Wizard of Oz, all the little munchkins, the last one to die was the one who actually pronounced the witch was actually dead.
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Really?
The one who says, "I am very certain she is dead." Yeah, that's the last one to die, actually. And funny enough, he was the oldest, last one to die.
Wow. Oh, did you know the Munchkins were like really mischieved and alcoholics and stuff?
Yeah.
So that's probably why they died so quickly.
Probably. Your liver couldn't keep up.
Oh yeah, the hanging on the Wizard of Oz scene in the Scarecrow scene, or not Scarecrow, the Tin Man scene. It was not a Munchkin. It was actually a stork. One of those whatever we call birds were in the scene.
The what now?
The rumors about the hanging Munchkin in the background. It was just a bird. One of their I think it was like what you call it. Can't remember the name of the bird that they had.
Swan.
Oh.
It was a swan.
But no, it wasn't a swan. It was that bigger bird that you can almost ride. Ostrich. Ostrich or emu. It's one of those two. And they had that in the
Emus,
background.
Jolt.
If you look really,
Emus.
really carefully and just pause it and see frame by frame on a high def version of that movie, you'll see it.
Yeah, I heard you comment emus. God, what are you like? Are you actually literally hooked on like an electric cow? I digress. Still,
They put an Ethernet cord up his ass,
The what now?
made it emu.
that's probably something that the animal lovers probably yeah. Anyway, the point is though we're still on the track with movies though. I did want to say something since you brought up Disney, because you probably might know that they charged the school for a screening of The Lion King like $250.
What the
I
fuck?
beg your pardon?
And they
What,
stole
the
the
new
Lion
one or
King in
the
the
old
first
one?
place.
The new one or the old one?
The new one.
They
Okay.
stole the Lion King in the first place, along with a bunch of the other shit they have. They're just a bunch of thieves and liars.
The anti-consumer corporates, I'd say.
Well, if we ever do a movie night though, let's put Disney movies off our list. Otherwise, we're going to be slapped with a license.
Hey, if you want to do a
Oh,
movie
true.
night, go watch the movie Stalingrad from 1993.
Or
If
we
I
could
was-
also-
If I was living near you guys, I have a good selection of movies to pick for movie night. For over 4,000.
we could also watch. You know what?
I think one of these days we could organize a movie night.
Something I wanted to do. That's why I have so many movies.
We could watch Return of the
Yeah.
Living Dead.
No. If we wanted to do a movie night, I'd organize to see the Joker,
Good
Which one?
point.
the 2019 one, the Phoenix.
Or you know what I'm also reminded as well too.
I almost rented that for the MFF or
Jolt,
not MFF.
Jolt.
Yeah.
F2.
Have you seen like the Birds of Prey, the one with the Harley Quinn breaks
Oh
up with the
Jesus
Joker?
Christ! No, I haven't. But that's been making the rounds for all the wrong reasons.
Exactly. And a lot of people are just finally we have very, very fine, meme fuel for it.
Ant-Man's in the new Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Excuse
Christ.
me?
The guy who played Ant-Man.
Fuck.
I forget names so easily.
No,
I
you're
don't
okay.
even know who. So I don't even pay attention to who plays who, unless of course it's a movie I really, 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 really like. Then.
Basically, what I've been seeing is the new Ghostbusters. They're pretty much making it like how they did with the Air Bud movies and a bunch of other Disney movies. I added a bunch of kids in it and doing all the fighting. The world cannot win or survive without kids battling our battles for us. That's how the new Ghostbusters is pretty much.
That sounds like
Hey.
real life. What are you talking about? Old men Star Wars and the young must find and die in them.
Yeah, I mean when you also mentioned the Ghostbusters too, I also remember the that train wreck of the all-female Ghostbusters team and
Shut up.
whatnot.
Hey,
Shut
at
up.
least.
It almost looks like that one might be better than the one they're currently coming out with.
Well, I thought they wanted to pretend that the Leslie Jones Ghostbusters never happened.
But I actually ignore that who's playing in the movies
Yeah,
and
same.
try to enjoy the movie.
On its own.
Just
Unless
try to
it's
enjoy
just
the
for
movie.
yeah,
That's the important
casting
thing.
for stupid reasons.
Can
But
we
I
go?
digress.
Can we go back to how they were talking about the diversity with the stupid
The
Willy
Barnes and
Wonka
Noble
shit?
covers.
See, the thing that I love is that, basically the way I work in life is this. I do my job, go home, and play video games. That's
Same.
legit it, since I have no life. No actual life. So the way that I think that this is happening is that back when I'm gonna just use a dumpster fire of a game right now as an example. Battlefield
War-
5.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Oh,
Warcraft.
yeah. Okay, I
No,
get
but-
that one.
No, so the thing is that at first I was pissed off because I heard that, there's gonna be chicks that you can play as. But now I'm not pissed off about that. And my friends are like, why are you not pissed off about how there's women in the German army? I'm like, because when I shoot at them, they scream. And that makes me happy, which is why I yell, you don't belong in this war then. So,
Jeez.
I I mean, you can have as much diversity as you want. That's why I played Destiny 2, because you can in Destiny 2 you can play as 3 different races and customize your character as much as you want.
Yeah.
Because you're like 10,000 years ahead of the time that we're in right now, which makes sense. I would like to point out that our lovely, I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, Avaria, is that how you pronounce it? I'm sorry.
Avira.
Avira. So Avira, we were talking one night, and I mentioned that there is a PlayStation 4. Never heard of it.
Wow.
He's never heard of it.
For the longest time, and it's been in existence in 6 years.
Yeah,
Going on
never
7.
heard of it. So I legit had to go into Discord and video chat with him and show him my PlayStation 4. And
Okay,
he's like,
that is. Can I just say that is the most okay boomer moment in his case?
No,
Honestly,
true.
I haven't liked the PlayStation 3 and 4 because of the control scheme.
Yeah, but
Well, I
anyway, go on.
mean, the thing that made no sense is that I was just screwing around with video games, and then when in Battlefield 5, when the Pacific came out, one of my friends was like, "Hey, did you hear that there's going to be Japanese females?" I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sakes!"
I mean,
So-
I
you
thought
shoot.
everybody would have just jumped on the waifu train.
So
Well,
the German females would be more history accurate, but Japanese females would be completely inaccurate for history.
Yeah, well, what if
The
I
hentai
what if I
material.
told you that that in Battlefield 1 when it was first Battlefield 5 when it was first launching, there was a rumor that you'd be able to play
Come
as a
on.
black female German.
Oh, that happened, ish, in a way.
And I was just thinking, like, I swear to God, if they do that shit, I'm gonna be so pissed off. But then what's funny is that they said that it's gonna be the most realistic World War II shooter ever. So I sent them an email and I basically said this. So let me get this straight. You're gonna have a tank that's able to one-shot everything from across the map, and then you're gonna have a machine gun that's able to shoot down aircraft and fire 1,500 rounds a minute at sniper rifle ranges, and put like 40 bullet holes into one dude in about 2 seconds. That's what you're gonna do? Because if that's the case, no one's gonna play your game.
That
And-
seems too.
And
Yeah.
it's just like, and it's just kind of like, okay, so the thing that I just hate about the trend of video games right now is just, it's their diversity with the genders. Okay, fine. If you have one that's in right now, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, fine, I don't give a damn. But then they put more into diversifying races in a video game, but then when it comes to content, they're like, what's that? What's content?
Right. I get you on that front.
Ugh,
It
tell me
literally-
about
I
it.
understand.
Dude,
But-
it literally, I remember when I played Call of Duty World at War and Veteran, it took me fucking a week and to go no deaths. In Call of Duty World War II, I played Veteran, and it was like I was playing easy mode.
Anyway. Ooh,
Oh,
So
if
it's
you ever
kinda
play
like-
with me on the Xbox 360, you'll have a lot of fun with that.
And do you know what's fun as well too? I mean, just to add a bit of sustenance as well too. Now, the diversity is in games. You know, I should say the enforced diversity isn't all that bad enough as well too, because I just clicked in my mind as well too. Just how some people, you know, they were just much better off, you know, just to create abominations like Warcraft 3 Refunded or even Fallout 76, and how broken the game would be. Because the only thing they care about is, you know, that you have to pay them more and more and more and more.
Oh, did you hear about the year-long subscription for Fallout 76 where you have to pay $100?
Oh god, no.
Oh, yeah.
Should we
is
talk
an
about that?
abomination.
A year-long ass
No,
fuck.
that I don't think we got that much time for it too. We don't
Okay.
have
I
an
still
awful
haven't
lot of time left.
I still haven't played Fallout 4.
Ugh. Believe me, Fallout 76 makes Fallout 4 look like God's gift.
Well, look, we could say that. Now, we don't have an awful lot of time left. But Avira, if you'd like, we'd be able to cover one last little story about it in a tenor.
Tanner.
Let's do it. Let's do
Alright.
this story.
because this last one, how tabletop RPGs are being reclaimed from bigots and jerks. Wow. And I know this has gone on for all the wrong reasons, because not only there is a Cthulhu themed tabletop RPG, and it's been made for the wrong reasons, because the developers have gone the old adage of get woke, go broke. And they're trying to change the lore of, like, you know, the theme surrounding Lovecraft and Cthulhu.
Hey, you guys know that term "took an arrow to the knee," right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
These developers took 2 arrows to the eyes and 2 arrows to the ears.
Yeah, that's not hurt.
No, but it didn't kill them. It just rendered them blind and deaf, so they couldn't figure out what the fuck to do. It's like watching watching a chicken with his head cut off run around. It's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? They're not making money on this. Maybe if you made a game that was good, you would sell more. I mean, I'm just saying.
I kind of wish that they redeveloped some of the old games from the PlayStation 2 era.
Right,
No,
right.
but the thing is-
no. Don't
Yes,
no.
because-
If you want those games, go play it on PlayStation 2. I don't want to see Call of Duty 2 gender
With loot
diverse.
boxes.
I didn't
And
mean
no,
redo. I didn't mean
fuck that.
that. I didn't mean that. I mean, like, make the games that they discontinued on PS2 and start making them again. Because a couple of the games were way better than what they are currently.
Like,
I used to play several games: Champions of Norath 1 and 2, and Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1 and 2. And they're way better than some of the games I've seen currently out. They're actually for that era. They're on par with Diablo 3.
I mean, in Call of Duty 2, really the only things I was playing was the good
That's
Star
another
Wars.
thing. I don't even play Call of Duty, so it don't matter.
No, I meant on PlayStation 2. The only thing that I really played on PlayStation 3 was the good Star Wars Battlefronts.
Yeah, Star Wars
see here.
Battlefront 2 was actually good.
Yeah. Let's see here. Killzone. Who
Killzone.
remembers those games? Killzone?
Yeah, that was a shit back then.
I got to go back and play some of my games. I got over 300 games to try to finish playing.
Who remembers Lord of the Rings on PlayStation 2?
Okay, that was just trash.
I thought it was
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah,
but
it was okay.
Yeah, if you played Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance, or Champions of Wrath, it's way better than that. It's seriously, it's way better than Diablo 3.
who remembers this from PlayStation 1 and 2? Twisted Steel.
Twisted Metal?
Ooh, that's...
Twisted
Metal,
Steel or
yeah.
Twisted Metal?
I think it's
Metal.
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
That Vigilante V8
Sweet Tooth.
and Vigilante
I was Sweet Tooth.
V12. I know a lot of games because I actually own them. I literally own over 300 games.
You should be a game developer.
I don't develop. I mean, I like to play them and I like to collect them.
You should at least be a tester, but
Yeah, but
Dude, you need to be a tester.
I was testing and making sure they work. I mean, when I worked at a pawn shop.
No, I meant more like testing for like an actual company and saying like this shouldn't be a thing. Make it better, or I won't.
Yeah,
because
okay, I have a Bungie hack from a Bungie Play put on my Xbox.
Uh-huh.
So if I play any game, easy mode is like hard mode, the hardest mode you can go onto, and going on hard mode is like 10 times worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true.
So it's a difficulty booster, so it makes the difficulty much harder.
Uh-huh.
The guy did this to get back at me because I said he wasn't a Bungie play. So beat any of the Halos on Legendary mode with all skulls on. Just try that to do with my hack on.
Jeez, you know what though? Speaking of Halo, I'm just upset at the moment with Halo because they went in celebrating this whole Black History Month.
Oh no!
I mean,
on the Master Chief Collection.
Hey, Jolt, I mean, for one as well, too, I mean, it's probably for one, just to reel in
Right.
more consumers per se.
I
Now,
mean,
That's not even the
you need
right way of going
to,
about it.
Well, Jolt, the thing that I think the reason I think Bungie is going with the Black History Month is because they only made one black character we even give a damn about.
okay,
And
this
that was
may
Halo
sound
Well,
Commander.
racist.
it's not Bungie who's doing that though. It's 343 Industries is running
If
Halo.
they
Oh,
really
I
want,
thought it was Bungie.
Still.
okay, I don't know. This is gonna probably sound racist or something.
Guys, let's think of this up. Let's try and wrap this up a little quick, shall we?
They want to do something with Black History Month. They should do something with the the sports games.
well, yeah, but
Make some kind of special with that. Don't mess with the shooting games and everything else. Just mess with the sports games.
also another thing is, I mean, that I do really want to say as well too, is that now that you guys mentioned well too with all these loot boxes and everything for one, it kind of makes me give it a certain urge, to open my own business to print out some some CD games for PC that it should have been from the get-go. And this live service with loot box and all that abomination that disgraces goddamn video game industry as well too. Because the
Sounds
thing
good.
is, well,
That's
too,
just a thing at the
because
time.
the
But
thing is,
alas,
the thing is, well, too, is that live services one day will die along with all the games and the stuff you played with
Right.
well, too. But with the physical copies well, too, you can install and uninstall at any given time.
You mean
But the thing is, well,
Fortnite?
too, but the thing
Guys.
is, well, too, to get the games, to print it, to sell it, to ship it to stores and everything as well, that takes a lot of money as well, too. But still, that's the thing that should have been.
To be honest with you, they sell the games for so much, and the actual materials that they put into it and the process to actually put the data on the disc is cheap. You can build a disc for like $2 with the data included on it, and they sell it for $60. They're making a fortune off this.
It's like, here, let's buy a $60 game so then we can test it for the developers so then they can fix it.
But
Yeah,
still,
That's
pretty much.
how it works these days because there's of the prevalence of day one patches. So
But the
Anyway,
thing is, well, yeah, but
guys.
the thing, go ahead.
yeah, I think it's high time we've wrapped this up. Avira has gone AWOL, and we've been getting asked now where is he at the moment, and I haven't heard a peep from him.
Yeah, true. I mean, I've noticed you've been radio silent.
But yeah, but alas though,
I ate him.
That's my job. What are you
Yikes.
talking about?
I'm the vor.
So am I.
Oh, really?
oh
Yes.
jeez, you guys are gonna have a fun time competing for him. Let me just say that. Alas though,
What's your
Cats.
name? Was? Hey, Was.
Yeah.
Let's go after Jolt real quick.
Oh dear. I'm just gonna grab the popcorn.
are you gonna try that shit?
Jolt, I am a 50-foot tall dragon. I'd love to see you do something.
I'm an eternally immortal prehistoric cat.
Come on, Jolt,
Okay.
let's go. There's no tree that you can climb that I can't knock down. Come on.
Oh fuck.
There's nothing that can hurt me whatsoever.
I mean, in the meantime as well too. I mean, you guys could also fetch me some gold as well too. That could open up some
Oh well.
physical copy companies, and also to remove the DRM, especially the
Guys,
shit with Wayne
all
Games for Windows Lives. I hate that shit so goddamn much.
All right, that seems to be it for the week though. And I gotta say, yeah, February just brings out the worst in it sometimes.
Oh, tell me about it.
Oh, don't worry. This Sunday I have a freaking winter storm that's gonna come to me. So yeah, I get to freeze my
Ouch.
fucking ass off again.
Fun, right?
Fuck you, Minnesota.
Yeah,
Mm.
hopefully,
But, yeah.
hopefully everything goes good for the next meet,
Yeah.
the next
Likewise,
live stream.
I'm hoping too.
Hopefully,
but, yeah.
hopefully I have internet that day.
I'm hoping we've got plans. But
I may
yeah,
come back. I may not.
but we'll soon find out. All right, I'll arrange all of it. So, in
Bye-bye.
all that sense,
Alright.
though, once again, thanks to our viewers, sticking through with us. Though I know we dragged on a little too long, but I guess that's kind of what it is, and it's just all, organic, off the cuff sort of thing. Still,
Or they can take.
if you'd like to listen to all our other episodes, you can always find them on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and we will consider looking into more platforms later down the line. And our YouTube channel will always be up if you'd love to have a listen to it too. This is us signing off for the week. Farewell, and until next time.
I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as we did. So hope to see you guys next time. And until then.